What up? What up? Welcome into Pregaming over here on Sports Money TGIFF. We have made it to the weekend. Happy Friday, June 14th to everybody that's out there rocking and rolling with us here tonight, trying to get this cash. And it's a big Father's Day weekend out there. Congratulations and celebration for all you fathers out there doing the right thing day in and day out. You deserve a special day, and hopefully Sunday is that special day. But we got some money to make to have a nice day. Maybe we can pay for some Wagyu beef for them grills out there on Sunday when it all gets said and done. And it's going to start with tonight's slate here. Major League Baseball, we are loaded up. We've got the NBA going as well. Total for me in the NBA. Same game parlay in the NBA. And I'm pulling out a 4-game parlay in Major League Baseball. We've got a DraftKings boost or an odds boost out there to take advantage of. I know several books have them out there for MLB parlays today. And so I figured let's put one together. Let's see what we can do out there. 4 legs, just over 12-1 to get paid on that thing. And a whole bunch of additional MLB plays out there. Some great plus money spots, some spots you might not think are going to get the job done. But I have a good feeling tonight. We came off a banger last night, but wasn't for the added RBI. Would have swept the board in Major League Baseball. So we talked about it. All those spots had the right line movement for us right into pre-gaming, and we definitely made them pay. Then we got to the NHL, and Edmonton just looks flat. Congratulations to all you Cats backers out there trying to get that money. We'll see if they get the sweep. I'll tell you what, 2 sweeps on deck. We've got the NBA, Dallas Mavericks getting bludgeoned by these Boston Celtics. We'll see if that continues. Then we've got the 3-0 going on with this Edmonton and, Florida Panthers spot. At least Edmonton scored some goals this past game. 3 goals total, but not enough. Just fell short of the comeback there. Just took a little too long to get started. And the second period continues to be the highest scoring period across the playoffs in the NHL. We'll have to keep our eyes on that tonight. But we're here to get paid, you guys. It's a big weekend ahead. Saturday we got that giant live stream going out there. We'll be talking all things UFC 93. We're going to be live betting in the NHL. We're going to be live betting in Major League Baseball and everything else that comes across the pike on Saturday. So make sure you get your chores done early. Get yourselves ready to get out there, have a cocktail kickback, and get this cash come tomorrow. Nobody does it better than the crew we've got assembled out there on our Saturday live streams. I think we've got 6 straight Saturdays of just crushing books out there and making money. So I know there was a bad UFC card in there, but I want to say that fell back in like March or April timeframe. So we've been running and gunning. No reason that doesn't continue this weekend. It starts with a big night tonight so that we've got ammunition. We need some gas to put on that fire, and that's what tonight is all about. So welcome in, you guys. Pre-gaming, 6 p.m., sports money. You know the deal. We need you guys to help hit that thumbs up button out there, trying to get into that groove of them winning ways that we left with. And look, we started off sluggish. Last week was a difficult week. We're picking up the pieces. We're coming back after it. Every day's a grind. You guys know the deal here. Bankroll management is super critical, but we need a couple breaks along the way. So let's take some shots with these parlays tonight. Let's see if that doesn't give us what we need to get it moving. And moving we shall, you guys. Again, thumbs up button if you would. Show the support. Help us crack into this 6 p.m. market. Let them know sports money ain't going nowhere. We just keep giving you guys our best bets, everything we can do to try to cook the books. You guys, of course, grab a pen and paper. Lots of plays to write down tonight. Not just here for myself, any of the panelists, guests that we have, but our chat is sharper by the day, and bringing in great trends. I mean, there's a lot of great knowledge that's being shared across what you guys are doing out there in the chat. We got to keep taking these notes. We got to keep writing them down. We got to keep finding those opportunities to stick and move and punch them bookies right in the playbook there, right in the wallet. So let's get that money tonight. Last but not least, you guys know the deal. Throw your plays out there in the chat. I want to recognize what you guys are on as well. We got a lot to cover here. Not a ton of time to do it, so we have to get to work. But I do want to recognize your guys' effort, everything that you've done to try to get to the window. Dog days of summer. Here we are, right? Everyone's got things going on. Weekends get long. Work weeks get short. Everyone's running around all over the place, camping, taking vacations, doing their thing as they should in the summertime here to enjoy friends and family and Again, this will be a big one. Again, happy Father's Day to everybody that's out there. Let's take a look at what's doing in the chat. Let's see what you guys are on early. Let's get into this Major League Baseball. And then let's put the bow on this show with the NBA. Let's keep it moving. Brisk pace out there. Of course, the first commenter in the chat. It's our guy, Joe T. Says, hey, Mike M. Joe T. best bet is the Brewers -1 at -110. He also likes the Cleveland money line. We'll talk about one of those games. The other one is going to be involved in the parlay. Deer Slayer Ski in the house says, what's good, Mikey? Took it on the chin last night with them Oilers. Let's get it tonight. We did. We did. They got beat up so bad in that second period, I really stopped paying attention. I didn't turn the channel, but I stopped paying attention. Started doing some other things. Started working on some infrastructure with what we're doing here at Sports Money. Amsterdam, what else is let's go? Fanatical Jim's in the house. What up, Fanatical Jim? And Gerald Jones, Pimpin' Crew, he says, happy Father's Day weekend to all. Best bet for our guy, Gerald Jones, is this Minnesota Twins run line. He likes the full game out there. And he's going to get paid out there. There we go. Look at this here. Not even sure what that is. Looks like he wants it looks like he wants some green and some cash. I'm not sure. Mel's in the house there. She says, looking forward to cash in the Florida Game 1 series double at +155. Mel, I would feel fantastic if I was holding on to that ticket right now. You deserve it. Get that cash. Let's see if they close out for you tomorrow to shut it down and get your money. Justin McKelvey's in the house. What up, Justin? He's giving you guys the stacks play of the day. He's on a nice little winning streak going on right now. He's grinding. He's a grinder, a regular daily grinder, and he's doing it on the regular for you guys. He's giving you the Houston Astros stacks POD 199-202. Definitely got himself a little momentum going out there. Joseph Alvarado from Chi-Town. What's up? He says, what is up, pimp players and ladies layers? Let's go. Kenny Wood's in the house. Good to see Ken Wood. And Kapansky says, Tiger misses cut again. Is that official? I saw he had 3 to go, and he was like 2 back of the cut line, Kapansky. I hope something happened out there, but I will have to take your word for it. Matter of fact, let me just get in there and refresh. Let's see what's going on. Let's see where he's at. Is he officially done? I'm not really watching the PGA today. I know I saw him kind of choking, though. He definitely was in Chokesville. So let's see what happens out there. Let's go. Keith, each every stride says, what up, Mike? Let's get this money. I like the Astros first 5 at even money. Have a great show and get those winning bets, TGIF. Thank you, Keith, our guy coming in there, blessing us with his action tonight, saying the Astros first 5. Trisha M, you know she's all over them cats out there. Hopefully she heeded the advice and doubled down on them Cardinals live. What a great spot out there. That was a great opportunity, guys. Live bullpen situation out there. They had to pull the pitcher early, 3rd inning, and I expected the 7th inning is when that bullpen would finally get taxed. It took him to the 8th, but we got there. We got that plus money cash to start the day off. Shout out to Trisha M and her cats. Let's go. Joseph Alvarado says, Feliz Dia del Padre. I don't know if I said that right. I'm not, listen, I took French growing up. That was the thing that I studied. Gerald Jones says, on the Celtics -4.5. Odds boost +210. Mel and Trisha going back and forth. There's Kelsey in the house. Says, Mikey, smash the fucking likey for Mikey. That sounds like a bumper sticker right there. Let's go. My guy Gonzo's in the house. What up? He says, what's up, everybody? New York Yankees get it done today. We'll talk about that spot. And Jason Torres says, what's good, Mike? Hope you convince me to back the Guardians. Logan Allen scares me. We will talk about that game, Jason. Appreciate you coming in, rocking with us. Subhuman Gaucho, there he is. You guys know the deal. We're trying to boost the subscriber count. We got a cancellation on the UFC card this weekend, and I know Sub and MMA Jeff went over and gave that a breakdown. We're trying to get to 300. We'll bring the boys back in the studio and give you guys a first look again here, a first strike or a last look, I guess, before the card and before we get into Saturday. If we can get that count up there, guys, we're 15 short. We need 15 more subscribers to get to 300. Appreciate you guys helping grow with us. Let's go, Tarek Pieces. What's up, Big Mike? What's up? Let's have a great Friday. Likes the Yankees first 5 and the Mavs first quarter parlay at +193. Old E says, what up, D-Gens? And Subhuman says, huge night on the ice for him last night. 5-0, including the +500 Subhuman hockey play of the day. Look at this guy. Sub, man. He's out there kicking ass and taking names. And he gave you guys he gave you guys that PFL. So that went well, nearly as sweet. Hope the weekend goes half as well. Subhuman Gaucho is, in fact, heating up. Oh, he's getting hot. Trisha M says, hey, Mel, close your eyes and imagine a live stream where we can cash that play in peace. Let's go. Sub says, also, thanks to Mike for the cards. Live play, nice way to start the weekend. Yeah, I always like to get in there and get some cash. It's always that first bet, We're either chasing or we're up. We're leading from the front. Today, we're leading from the front. Oldie says, I like Torres hits prop in this Yanks game. And there's Winner Circle. Says, Celtics moneyline Sky. Moneyline for Winner Circle. Appreciate you guys. Mel and Trisha M. Subhuman says, I'm with Justin there. Haven't bet it yet. Inclined to bet the Astros and the over in the same game parlay. And Kapansky says, Hideki, Bryson, X for the open. Let's go out there. Trisha M says, yeah, Moolah, double down on the cards. You already put steaks on my grill. Let's go. Mel says, breaking. The Oilers still suck. Yeah, they're not looking so good, are they? They are not looking so good. Juggler 23, we go. The NBA trend of the night in the last 11 playoff seasons. The better seed owns a 7-3 edge in finals wins and a 37-22 game wins edge during that span. Subhuman, Justin's giving you a shout out, says, let's cash. Kelsey says, Mikey, I'm drinking. Let's go. And she says, subscribe, you fuckers. Yeah, that's right. Excessive use of the F-bomb today. I like it. It's Friday. That's the second F in TGIFF. Thank God it's fucking Friday. Let's go. Juggler 23 says, I'll be buying a new mouse this weekend. This is enough of this bullshit. Juggler 23 giving us the WNBA group plays of the night. The Lynx minus 12.5 for the first time of this year. I'm going against them. He likes the short end here a lot. We'll see. Mikey D in the house. What up, my guy? Says Pimp. Man, I got to hang out with Mikey D down in San Antonio. Good dude, good people, good stuff. Hard-working, disciplined capper as well. It's great to see him in there. Grandma's horse racing. Got to stop by to hit the thumbs up for the Pimp Slap Daddy. Let's go, Grandma's horse racing. Good to see you in here. Hopefully you're cashing tickets. And Mel says TFGIFF. Kelsey says, love you, Mikey. Always, you guys. That's awesome. Let's get to work. We do have work to do. We've got a lot of moves to make. We got to get this cash back up and running. So let's get right into it, you guys. We'll keep a brisk pace. We'll keep things moving. I know everybody's got a lot of things to do here. Summertime on a Friday. Let's just get the business and get you guys out of here. We got a couple 7 p.m. plays. So very important that we get to these things right off the gate. We're going to open up with the AL East, NL East battle between the Phillies and the O's. We got this spot here with the O's opening up as minus 126 home favorites. 71% of the bets, but only 44% of the cash are on this Baltimore team. We look at this thing. This line's moved 4 cents. It's moved from minus 126 to minus 130. There's also correlated movement on the dog line. Sometimes we see these lines are more of a stabilizing factor. Today, it's more of a concern that the public might be in the right spot here. This line for the Phillies went from plus 108 to plus 114. And this total's dropping. 7.5. Opened up super low with Suarez on the bump. We'll get to that in a minute. But 94% of the bets and 91% of the cash on the over. Yet it is dropping. And I think that kind of makes a lot of sense here. You look at these two pitchers. We got Kyle Bradish going for the Orioles. He's got the 2.62 ERA. He's 2-0. He's doing his job. He's coming out there starting strong, and they're getting enough bullpen and run support to give this guy that 2-0 record. And Suarez, 1.81 ERA, 10-1 on the season. Holy cow, what the hell is going on there? Then we look at this O's team running and gunning. They handled Tampa. They went 2-1 in that series against Atlanta. Yesterday's game against Atlanta was less than be desired with a 6-3 situation out there, but we kind of expected that with some of those pitching matchups that they had. Phillies, maybe just starting to run out of gas. A 9-3 loss to close out that series against Boston yesterday, and in another travel spot. Had to get the hell out of town. They lost prior to that 8-6. They did win the first game of the series 4-1, but they are just 1-3 in their last 4. You got to look at this line. You got to ask yourself, with Suarez killing it out there, probably one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball right now with a 1.81 ERA, 10-1. These Phillies bats have been red hot. How the hell are they opening up as a dog here for this Philadelphia Philly spot? And I think that tells you what you need to know. The home favorites in the first game of the series in an interleague series are 36-4 if they won the previous game or lost by 5 or less runs. So as long as they didn't get smoked, that interleague series home favorite is 36-4. It's also 27-13 on the run line. It's the margin of victory. It's almost 3 runs that they're winning on these teams. Also, teams that are longer than a minus 135 are 31-4. Again, winning by almost 3 runs a game if they're facing a lefty and the team they lost to the last meeting out there. So it's a big opportunity, I think, for this full game for Baltimore to get the job done. I'm not going to mess with this first 5. I'm not trying to walk on water here. This is a tricky pitching matchup. We see a lower scoring opportunity, but to me, that tells me if it's such a low scoring number that they're pegging, we see that the Baltimore Orioles are coming out here as a home favorite. We're seeing that these 2 pitchers probably do shove, Bradish and Suarez. Probably going to be similar to what we saw in this Cardinals game. Low to no scoring in the first 5. Something happens around the second reliever in the bullpen situation, and then Baltimore pops up and ends up sneaking this game in to get the job done. Plenty of live betting opportunities I expect when it comes down to this game as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it, in fact, goes out there. Let's see what's going on. You guys are great in the chat. Nell says, hi, Grandma Horse Racing. I'm that Heat, says Sports Money. Cut out the middleman. I'm that Heat. Let's go. Grandma's Horse Racing says, Mel, good luck tonight. Let's go. Mel says, good luck to you. And then Wise Guy, here we go. Juggler 23. Group play of the night, the Diamondbacks, minus 1.5. Woo! Plus 105 out there. 6-4 so far on the season. We'll talk about that game shortly. That will be the last spot for the MLB card. Oldie says, Justin McKelvey, I put a beer bet on Altuve to go yard. Let's go. And Gerald Jones says, Grandma, you almost got me, Gerald Jones. Grandma says, my sister got me loving hockey. So I've been watching those Panthers out there. Yeah, there's definitely been a resurgence in the – we had a great hockey season. It's been fun. Been fun to see. It get tough when you get down to these single games, but we've subsidized with goal-scoring props. Man, I thought Bouchard was going to fire one in there last night. He had plenty of chances, but anyhow, Gerald Jones says, you will understand later. There's my guy, John. Isn't it? You guys are fucking something special. You guys are something special in the chat. Juggler 23 says, Trisha M, I'm stuffing my pockets with Panthers money. Thanks to you. Shout out to Trisha M, Mel, the gang out there getting it done. Kelsey loves the shirt. It's laundry day out there. You had to find something. Trisha M says, Juggler 23, you're welcome. When you see these Ice Cats at plus money, you slam them. I doubled down last night when the game went 1-1. That sweet taste of victory, so eloquently put by Trisha M. Let's go. Let's go get it done, you guys. Let's get into game number 2 here. Big spot here. And I'll tell you, there's a buying sign that I loved here. It's the Cleveland Guardians. It's the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays at home. Minus 132 open, have moved to minus 140. This line has 75% of the bets on the Blue Jays, 45% of the cash. You guys know the deal when we look at these bets and cash splits. If you're new here, what we look at specifically is the bets tend to constitute things like your $5 bettors, your lotto parlays, the multi-game, same games, all that stuff kind of boils into the percentage of bets. That's the soup. That's everything that kind of goes into it. And then we look at the percentage of money. And we see based on percentage of money, generally going to be the bigger bettors. They're not betting parlays. They might be considered sharper bettors because they're moving larger amounts of cash. Then we look at those 2 factors and we try to figure out what are the books saying based on that movement. Look, in this case here, the public is hammering the Blue Jays. 8 cents of movement in that spot. But bigger money is coming in on these Guardians. I told you guys, as far as the total, let me take a step back. 8.5 to move to 7.5. The majority of the bets coming in here expecting runs. And yet here we go with this total dropping. Now it's a full run. You guys know the deal for me. Full run spots are definitely red flags, right? We look at this first 5 total. You're sitting there hanging on to a 4.5. There's still 4.5s out there, but we're starting to see some 3s. The trick spot is with the full game. 8.5 has moved to 7.5. I'd almost be inclined, now that I talk about it out loud, I'd almost be inclined to take this first 5 under. but then expect runs again in a bullpen situation. It's Kevin Gausman, 4.01 ERA, 5-4 on the season. You guys have heard me say I believe this guy is a regression candidate. Jimmy the Bag thinks differently. He thinks he's the ace in the pitching staff, and we went head-to-head last week. I wasn't going to bet Oakland. I did because he talks so much shit, and he got me into it. On the other side of things, we have Logan Allen with a 5.57 ERA, 6-3, however, on the season. This is going to be an interesting game. So let's look at this game. Let's talk about this one for just a second here. Gausman, 4.01 ERA. Trending in a fade direction right now. I told you about the buy sign. The buy sign for me was Jimmy doesn't want to get involved with Gausman in this game. And I understand why. The guy's sporting a 7 ERA at home. He plays like shit in Toronto. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why that's the situation. Question is, can we count on Logan Allen? The reason I didn't break this into just the first five, and I wanted to take the first five. Fuck Kevin Gausman. I just kind of looked at the numbers and I thought there's a couple other first five spots that I do want to kind of navigate into here. I mean, these numbers, the consensus here, the first fives are 175s, 166s, 160s. It's a lot of juice delay for Kevin Gausman, who plays like shit at home. But we know, courtesy of our guy Juggler 23, talking about the best bullpen in the game, the Cleveland Guardians for the past 2 weeks, and they've been earning that right. And I think that's the opportunity for us to take advantage here. It's plus 128. There's a 118, there's 120s, 124s, but Bet Rivers is hanging the best number with that plus 128. This is pros versus Joes. The Joes, the public loves this Toronto spot. I'm inclined to go and take this Cleveland Guardians. A little bit of movement. Now, this is contrary to what we talked about yesterday. I don't like to see the late movement in this case here, the 4 cents added to Cleveland. But I just got to look at what the numbers that I see here. I see what Gausman's doing. I see what this Guardians team's doing. You couple a suspect guy at home in a 7 ERA, and then you put him out there after he goes out, and you got the team you're facing is the best bullpen in baseball. It's a bad recipe for these Toronto Blue Jays tonight. And that's as simple as I think the cap comes down to. Suspect at home, strong bullpen on the other side, gonna be trouble. Shout out Fletcher Barry says, I have a guy going in the game tonight. Should be some fun, and it's a beautiful night in Southern Ontario. What's up, everybody? What's up, Fletcher Barry? Good to see you, my guy. Kelly V says, Kelsey, Killa play of the day. What you got? Let's get it tonight. Trisha M says, ALD, how exciting have these games been? I'm torn between wanting to see them raise the cup tomorrow or bring it home. I'm going to go again to see the Celtics, use the Celtics as the guiding light. And yes, finally, some relief. Rain stopped this afternoon, and we are starting to dry out. Kelly V giving us the breakdown here. Sale K-Prop, 6 at minus 200. Parlay, 7. Looks like a ladder. Looks like a ladder opportunity from Kelly V. Hot in Atlanta. Can bet as a parlay. Also, Ozuna hit. It's 93 degrees. Atlanta bats LFG. Tampa Bay strikes out a ton. Sale good. Well, since you brought it up, I will share this with you guys. Not a spot that I'm going to advocate a play on. But we talked about Tampa Bay yesterday. Left-handed starting pitchers. The Rays are 7-1 in their last 8 games against the lefty. They've won 5 straight road games against a lefty. It's a pretty good price tag out there for this Tampa Bay team out there. First, the lefty. We know righties, and we specifically said that yesterday. As bad as they are against righties, they've been sweeping up against lefties. For what it's worth. Coin says took Cleveland plus 110 last night. At worst number, have some Cleveland alternate run line plus 185. Oldie says, Trisha, I'm glad to hear it. Every morning, the local news has just said South Florida flooding. Glad you're still above water. Of course, we got to get Gulfstream open back up for Trisha M. Subhuman says, on the guards as well. Let's get it. And Kelly V, Detroit plays Houston. Well, folks, Scooby good. Detroit minus 103, sprinkled minus 1 plus 170. Watch out all weekend. Kelly V likes the Nerfy in this Toronto-Cleveland matchup. That's a great play. What is that priced at? Might have to get involved in me a little Nerfy action. I see a minus 125 out there. That's in the realm of reasonable, just because of how damn bad the Guardians have been. The Toronto Blue Jays have been in that top 3 order in first innings, right? Juggler 23 says White Sox are 13-42 against right-handed pitching and 2-20 the first game of a series. And there we go. You ask, you shall receive. Kelsey's killer play of the day is on the Padres. Let's go. Let's get into this next game, you guys. Do me that favor. Smash that thumbs up button for me. You guys know the deal. Need your help to grow this enterprise that we're building here. It's a lot of work to get the job done. And it comes down from support from you guys. If you like what you're seeing, you're making money on what we're doing here, then go get it. Hit that thumbs up button for us. No play for me on the Padres and Mets. I just talked to you guys. I would lean. It's a beefy number. Even the +1.5 for Tampa Bay is +100. Atlanta has not been exceptional to say the least, but we talked about Detroit and Astros. I see a lot of you guys kind of going back and forth. It's Scooble. We got a line that's opened up at -108 for Houston. It's gone to -117. 71% of the bets on the Astros, but 88% of the cash on the Tigers. This total's dropping as well. It's gone from 7.5 down to 7s with 89% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. It's a little bit of reverse line movement there. It's a tricky spot. We know the razor sharp gambler's first glance. He shared that with us earlier today. He's all over them Stros. Make sure you follow my guy Razor over on X. Catch all his free plays. What does Hunter Brown do? Well, currently he's been shit in the bed. 5.58 ERA and 2-5. Here's the thing about the Astros, though. We're nearing that. Well, not quite to the halfway point of the season, but they started out poorly. There's no question about it. They had batting issues. They had pitching issues. Issue. And that's why you see a guy like Hunter Brown with a 5.58 ERA. I just don't know that I want to get in the way of Scooble. Scooble's been phenomenal. No question about what he's been doing out there. Let me see. I thought I had a trend on this game for you guys too. Let me see. No trend. I thought I had one. I do not have one. That's okay. That is okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about a game that I do want to get involved with here. Look, we got Reds and Brewers. The Brewers are going to be a parlay piece for me. I'm going to share that with you guys now. The Brewers are going to be a parlay piece. There's Bo Jackson in the house. Oh, fuck. This fucking mouse. God damn. It's like the fucking piece of dog shit. Anyhow, I'll have to manually navigate this thing here. Kelly V says the White Sox 5-23 on the road to Subhumans has taken Houston straight, but also same game parlay. Astros money line, full game over 7 runs, Scooble over 6.5 Ks, and the first 5 under 4.5. There's our guy Subhuman. He's been running red hot. Let's go. Bo Jackson giving us the Tigers. He likes that Detroit Tigers spot there. Interesting spot. Brewers, Reds, nothing for me on that spot. I did tell you I do have this. It's Peralta, man. Peralta's been out there and shoving this line with 85% of the bets and 96% of the cash on the Brewers. It's gone from -138 to -165. The total is not moving. We have 93% of the bets on the over. That tells me that we're going to see Peralta shove. 3.95 ERA, 4-3. Hunter Green on the other side at 3.61 and 4-2 on the season as well. The only way I could get down in this spot was either the Brewers -1 or, as I put them in a 4-leg parlay. So that is, in fact, what I did. And a similar spot with this Athletics Twins game out there. This game opened up big favorite here with this Minnesota Twins team, -178, now -184. 92% of the bets, 98% of the cash on the Minnesota Twins. It's a big number. Again, it's got to be a -1. It's got to be a -1 to play this Minnesota Twins team here. The Athletics, now we did cash yesterday. We did have that first 5 team total over 2.5, and then we had the full game -1.5. I loved that spot. Not so sure about the margin in this one here. I think a 1-run run is in score. We've got Woods Richardson for the Minnesota Twins with a 2.84 ERA. He's 2-1 on the season. Spence is going for the Oakland Athletics, 3.68. He's 4-3 on the season. He's probably the ace of the staff. Probably. I don't know. Sears is probably the ace of the staff now that I say that out loud, but Look, they did handle Oakland 6-2 that first game. Minnesota, back and forth. They do things in bunches. We talked about that yesterday. They win a bunch of games, then they lose one. Then they win a bunch of games, and they maybe lose a couple games out there. Kelsey says, do you bet the CFL? I do, but it's not my strength. It's not my thing. I'll bet it if I get a tip on it. I forgot who it was that shared the tip earlier today on the Elks team total under 20.5. I did put a little money on that, but it's not my play. I can't even tell you why. It's just a person that I respect that was talking about it. So Kelly V says, my notes have Cincy with Green at 1-11. Whoops. 1-11 on the road. Yeah, I don't. I've just made so much money with the Brewers that I don't know how I want to get involved with trying to get that action out there. Subhuman says, Scooble's golden, Kelly V, but bullpen is trash. That's probably the best way to describe it. He is golden, and that bullpen is trash. Let's see what we got next. Come on, this fucking thing. Come on. It's wireless. It's rechargeable. It's a piece of shit is what it is. There we go. All right, so we got Cleveland. Let's keep her rolling out there. What else do we have? Oh, we're in a rain delay. We are in a rain delay. I'm going to eliminate this game. No, I'm not. I'm going to take it anyways. Now, talk to you guys for a second about rain delay. Generally, the pitching matchups throw everything out of whack, right? These guys go through a set routine in how they approach the game. It's the same routine day in and day out when they are the starting pitcher. I went full game with Boston. So this one kind of lit up my Steam report dashboard here. Sharp buying galore. Some big conglomerates were coming in. And this line moved from plus 136 down to plus 128. It has started to come back slightly now. It's plus 133. You have 83% of the bets and 94% of the cash on the over. I'm sorry, on the Yankees. 83%, 94% of the cash on the Yankees. Then you have a total. 80% of the bets on the over, 62% of the bets on the over. Let me rephrase that. 80% of the bets and 62% of the cash on the over. This thing's steaming to the under. When you look at the pitching matchups between these two, yeah, it's supposed to be heel. From I don't know what's going to happen with this game here. This line moved back to 133. I just know it's on the Steam report for me. We'll see if it gets action. I haven't seen any updates on it yet, but for me, it was a Boston spot. I'll share with you guys. Let me pull up my notes as to why here. Look, teams off a win. Starter who threw less innings his last start, but a quality start the previous time before that is 44-4. This is a play on the pitcher. So the rain delay factor normally concerns me. Normally, I like to kind of back off when we see that. In this case, I think it's a strength because we had Heel as the guy that's supposed to go get the job done. And I didn't want to take him on head on. I wanted to get the longevity of the game. In this case, I do kind of like that there may be that pitcher fuckery. And now this guy that should be the stud, maybe he only goes 3 innings. Maybe he only goes 4 innings if he gets touched up early. That trend with the starter and bounce back spot, by the way, did cash earlier today as well with the Cardinals. 3 plays in that starter spot tonight for the 44-4 trend. I'm sorry, 46-4 trend. The Mets, the Red Sox, and the Cardinals. Teams off a win with a starter who threw less innings the last start, but a quality start the time before that. So bounce back situation. Bad start, quality start before that. Good pitcher, rough outing, tends to bounce back. The Mets, the Red Sox, and the Cardinals, 46-4 tonight in those spots. I'm still going to take that plus 133. We'll see whatever time this game finally gets going. If it does get postponed and it moves over to tomorrow, then no harm, no foul. I do want to take advantage of this Boston team because I think it's a good opportunity to fade this Yankee spot here with what they've got going on. Now, granted, yeah, they're kicking the shit out of everybody. There's absolutely no question about it. But, I just think, Brian Bello was the great question mark for me in this spot there. Can he hold up against Heel? And the fact that we now have this delay might work out to the advantage and kind of fading my philosophy when it comes to the rain delay. So it's a Boston spot for me. We'll see if that game does finally get moving. Let's see what else we've got for you guys here. Love to share this action with you guys. Let me see what the next play on the docket is here. It's the old double dipper. 9:40 p.m. The White Sox, the Diamondbacks. You don't even have to ask the first part of this thing. I didn't even put it on the sheet. I probably should have here. Let me edit this for you guys. There we go. Let's get it back in the action there. You already know the deal here. This line opened up at minus 184. Slight movement to minus 188, but you have 91% of the bets and 87% of the cash on the Diamondbacks. Then you got a total that's climbing. Yet you have 77% of the bets and 76% of the cash on the under. It's gone from 8.5s to 9s. It's sexy Chris Flexy. Chris Flexen's going to be starting for the White Sox. 5.06 ERA, 2-5 on the season. On the other side, Ryan Nelson, 5.96 ERA, 3-5 on the season. Doesn't this feel almost identical to that situation that we took the White Sox money line the other day against Seattle? Odds and probability of winning. Now, you guys that shared those first game of the series trends, you know I love those. Those are my favorites. Fade some of these teams and these opportunities. But this is risk and reward. You got a plus 170 full game for the White Sox. Stay away. For me, it's a stay away. I mean, I could see that you would maybe want to get involved in that if you're looking at the plus 1.5, but they suck. Their bullpen's terrible. However, starting pitchers now, you got a plus 143 out there, plus 145 at BetMGM for the White Sox on the first 5 money line. And I just told you that, in fact, the better pitcher in this situation is Chris Flexen, better defined by his ERA with a 5.06 ERA versus Nelson, who's got the 5.96 ERA out there. You got to take this thing. You got to take advantage of this plus 145 spot. If you wanted to get in there and take the plus a half, it's still even money. Even money for the plus a half to box in the win. Maybe the way I would play that is a half a unit on both sides. Split the unit in half. That way, if it does end up being a push, then you're still making some money off of that thing. But I got to go with this White Sox. And then let me talk to you guys about this team total situation. We talked about their, what are they now? What are the White Sox now? Let me see if I can recall. 6-0, I believe now, in their last 6 on the first 5 straight up. No. 6-0 on the run line, the plus a half in the first 5s. I think they're 3-0 straight up on the money lines in those spots as well. So we'll have to double check those numbers. All I know is they're a hell of a first 5 team. But I did want to talk about the under. Because on the surface, you look at this thing with these two guys and you think this should be a bludgeoning situation, though, when you look specifically at the Diamondbacks. When their scoring margin outweighs their opponents and their starters got an ERA over a 5. This is a weird one. They score more runs than their opponent. Their starting pitcher has an ERA over 5. Nelson at 5.96. That's 3-12 to the under this season. Now we got a 9. Public dummy this lineup to 9 for us. I'll scoop back in there on this under 9 as well. Maybe I'm playing with fire, but there's enough juice for me at the plus 140 to take this first 5 and then jump in and hammer this under 9 as well. Maybe it's a live betting opportunity as well. If we do see these guys get rocked early, take a look around that 4th inning. Because if they get rocked early, we're probably not going to see them go very deep, right? They're going to get out of there by the 5th inning. We don't have to worry about these guys going out there and being Herculean into the 7th inning if they're getting diced. And if that's the case, when they start bringing relievers in, maybe that's the time you start considering the opportunity to start playing those unders as well. So take a look at that for the live betting. Tarek B says, Mike, White Sox first 5. What are you waiting for? I'm not waiting for shit, Tarek B. I'm in, my guy. Let's get that money. Kelly D says, overall, I can see Arizona hot there. Inside, I know 93 degrees with 2 sucky pitchers. Yeah. But this one speaks specifically to the Diamondbacks when their pitcher has the Northern 5 ERA. So we'll see. Oldie says, White Sox did me proper last night, chilling today out there. It wasn't too long ago that we were fading the Diamondbacks in the first game of the series too. So kind of keep that in mind as we look at these numbers out there. Money to be made in this game. And Juggler 23 says, Sykes is out for the Mystics. Sykes is out for the Mystics. Let's go on the last game for you guys here for the day. This is another double dipper. So we did well yesterday with the double dip spots. Try to kind of find the right opportunity to drop the hammer on those here. And I think this is the case. How about that? I'm embracing some Andrew Heaney action out there. It's like Patrick Corbin. Yeah, he's terrible. He's not going to suck every single game out there. And when we look at some of these numbers, again, this one lit my Steam report up. This one came through as huge sharp buying on the Texas Rangers every way possible. They like them first 5. They like them full game. They like them plus a half in the first 5. They like them plus 1.5 in the first 5. They even like them minus a half in the first 5. I'm not going to get that cute with it here. I got plus 120s on both the first 5 and the full game. We look at these numbers here. We have 82% of the bets on the Seattle Mariners. We have 79% of the cash on the Texas Rangers. That's what I said. The Steam report. The sharp money is hammering this Texas Rangers spot out there. This line, where are the books concerned? Not about the public. This one, they're concerned about the Sharps. Plus 126, moved down to plus 120. Then we see a total 78% of the bets and 77% of the cash on the over. Line has not moved. It's staying at 7. What up, Nasty Nate? It's good to see you out there, my guy. What do we got going on here? Well, we've got Luis Castillo. I think something's wrong with Castillo. Suspicious. His rotation has been changed twice now, and he's rolling out there against this Texas Rangers team. He does have a 3.35 ERA. He's 5-7 on the season. It's not going to get the job done here against the Texas Rangers team that is defending World Series champions. They are defending World Series champions. Andrew Heaney's got that 4.07 ERA and 2-7 as well, but this is something to me. I just feel like something's not right with Luis Castillo, and I see the sharp money coming in. They might have heard the same tip that I heard out there. Now, look, the Mariners did handle the White Sox, but how pretty was it? They won the first game 8-4. They had to come back. They won the next game 4-3, a 1-run win. They won the next game 2-1, and then they lost 3-2. They're starting to sputter. You start to see this little hiccups in the batting rotations. You start to see them tinkering with their offense a little bit, changing their pitchers' rotations. Pitchers are creatures of habit when it comes to the rotation. I don't think something's right. Then we look at this Rangers team. They got gassed by the Dodgers 15-2, but they bounced back. They won 3-2 and then 3-1 again last night. We were on the Rangers last night backstage. We did a little hangout for some NHL watch. We took the Rangers. We also took the Yerfie in that game. So Dodgers Yerfies are back in play as well. But I liked what I saw out there. Now, Corey Seager's out. He has been scratched from Thursday. I have not seen him as an official back in today, but look, I'm okay with that. Ty France is out with the Seattle Mariners side. Okay, so we'll kind of trade big guns out there and see where we get with this thing here. But this one to me is just kind of a opportunity to tail what I saw from sharp betting analysis out there. Plus 120 on the first 5, plus 120 on the full game. Those first 5s are starting to fade away. This tells me Heaney's going to have a game, and something's not right with Castillo. I'm telling you. Well, watch. After this game, he goes on the 15-day IL. If that shit happens, you guys all better have smashed this thumbs up button for us in this one here, because I just think this is a tricky spot for these guys to get the job done. I like this Texas Rangers team. I think their bats bounce back. It's kind of like we talked about with the Astros. It's a situation where these teams are better than they've started their season off, and it's just a matter of time before they slide into gear and start making people pay. Here's that parlay I told you guys about as well. I've got the Minnesota Twins. We just kind of briefly talked about that. The Milwaukee Brewers, we briefly talked about that with Peralta. The White Sox under 9, and then the Texas Rangers. It's plus 1263 boosted over on DraftKings. So shop around and make sure you guys get the best numbers you can on that. I'll leave that up there for a second for you guys and see what's doing in the chat. Let's see what we got. Vitalis in the house. What up, Vitalis? He says the reason is the Mariners at home don't hit lefties. Batting average 2.39. If that's the sharp money. Let's go, my guy. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Kelly V says, Nasty Nate, your Celtics had to make you a bundle. You know my guy, Nasty Nate's been cashing. He's been silent assassin out there on his bookies. Question is, he's got to decide, does he need to bring bodyguards when he goes to pick up all that cash? And Coin says, Texas moneyline plus 127 is live tonight. Juggler23 says, I hope to add some winners to tomorrow's UFC. And last week I was 6-1 with a couple of dogs. Juggler23. You already know to get back up here on Saturday. We're going to get after it. Going to get that money, guys. Let's move over to the NBA. Let's tip the table for this thing. Let's get her rolling, and then let's get you guys up out of here. We've got a big move now. Dog the favorite, 77% of the bets and 73% of the cash on the Boston Celtics. Line's gone from +1 to -1. Dog the favorite. Then we got a total, 86% of the bets, 86% of the cash on the over. It's starting to drop to 210.5s. Still some 211s out there, though. 211.5. Let me just double check here. Let's double check what we can find. Yeah, there's still a 211.5 out there. Actually, there's a 212 at Bet Rivers as well. Bet Rivers, home of giving us the best value. I am on this under in this game here. That's why I was kind of shopping around to make sure I get the most important spot here. Check this out. Dallas Mavericks, perfect. 22-0 to the under at home when they're playing a team above 500. And the spreads between +3.5 and -3.5. Mavericks off a spread loss. Big opportunity out there. Line between 3.5 and -3.5. Mavericks off a spread loss. Playing a team that's over 500. 22-0. It's the margin of victory that jumped off the page at me. It's over 14 points per game. That suggests this game doesn't see 200. If it doesn't see 200, it's because the Mavericks probably get the shit kicked out of themselves. Certain number that I was kind of taking a peek at there, but if you can get 212s, go get that 212. I think that's a good number. Tech B says the Reds are dogs today. Sub says good work, juggler. Kelly V says Gaucho. No Texas needed. Oh, no thanks needed, friend. Texas. I was just talking Texas. Kelly V says good luck, everyone. Thanks, Mikey. Chat. Don't forget first strike video. Hell yeah, Kelly V. Appreciate you sharing that tidbit for us, guys. All right, so listen. I shared with you guys, this is just my action, right? So take it for what it's worth, but share with you guys my parlay. Minnesota, Milwaukee, the White Sox under 9, and Texas Rangers plus 1263. You can see strategically how we're trying to approach this baseball season is finding those plus money spots. On occasion, we'll take a -130 when it makes sense. We're really not swimming in that pond. But for the NBA, you know, I'm a little burned out with this fucking Mavericks team. I don't know when they're going to show up or when they're going to shit the bed or what they're going to do. But here's what I do know. I like this play. I like the way this looks. This is how I want to root for this game. First of all, I want to see this thing go under. That's what I want to see. And I went to Tatum to get the under 27.5 in there. I'll talk about these guys for a minute. But the Boston Celtics plus 1.5. Sorry to all my Dallas friends. I think Boston does get the job done tonight. Lively, 8+ rebounds. This one went from 7.5 to 8.5. So there's been some late movement there. I just talked to, you guys know my disdain for Jason Tatum, under 27.5 points. And by the way, we'll talk about him in a second. And then Luka over 32.5 points. Let's take it by the numbers. Luka, crushed, criticized, and everything else under the sun. 2 fouls with 30 seconds to go. He was frustrated that last game. Now it's backs against the wall. He's not happy with Jason Kidd's coaching decisions out there. The timeout situation at the end of the game fired his ass up. I think at this point here, it's just a situation where he's got to go out there and ball out. I know he's hurt. He looks like he needs a wheelchair to get from the parking lot into the game. But he takes the old needle. He goes out there, do or die situation at home on Friday night. The star's got to show up, and Kyrie Irving is not the star showing up. It's got to be Luka at over 32.5 points. Issues, we'll see what happens there. Then we look at Lively. You know, I talked to you guys. I've been on Lively rebounds quite a bit. 30 minutes. He got himself a double-double the last game. Pretty remarkable spot for our guy, Derek Lively, bouncing back out there as they started to kind of manipulate the roster a little bit to get him in the right spots out there. Look, double-double as a rookie in an NBA Finals game is fucking remarkable. Probably the best center that's out there, and he'll be playing on the court or should be playing on the court, when Luka is out there. So Luka gets the points, Lively gets the rebounds out there, and then the last spot for me is just Jason Tatum, this fucking scrub. 31 points, leading scorer last game. This guy's not a bounce back guy. His line's been moving all over the place. He went from 24.5 points to 27.5 points because of that big performance, but it was 24.5 because he's nowhere to be found when it comes to scoring double-digit points in these playoff series here. So I love the fade spot in that opportunity there. And then last but not least is just the Celtics to win the game plus 1.5. You can play around with it. If you were going to change some numbers on this thing, if you take Boston on the money line and Lively over 8.5 rebounds, that's going to beef this up even more. There is the no sweat same game parlay option that's out there. Nasty Nate says, whoa. And Coin says Lively points, rebounds, assists over 17.5 is in his pocket. See, I love when we're all talking about some of the same play. Like we're seeing the board consistently and clearly. It's just a matter of us getting that cash. Vitalis says, did you see him wrap up like a mummy? Was funny. Take the needle. Yeah, I think so. Let's go, you guys. That's going to do it for us here. There you go. The NBA same game parlay for me is Boston plus 1.5, Lively 8+ rebounds, Tatum under 27.5 points, Luka over 32.5 points. That's a 14-1 payout over there on DraftKings. I shared with you guys the just over almost 13-1 in the Major League Baseball parlay with the Twins, the Brewers, the White Sox under 9, and the Texas Rangers. I double dipped the Texas Rangers first 5 and the full game. I've got the Arizona under 9. I got the White Sox first 5 plus 145. The Red Sox, if this game ever gets rolling, at plus 133 now. Cleveland at plus 124. Baltimore, there's that elusive minus 130. I told you I try not to take them if I don't have to. That's the way we're going to get the job done tonight, you guys. And I appreciate all you coming in here to watch. On your way out the door, if you haven't done so, please do hit that thumbs up button for me. You guys know the deal. It means a ton. I need your guys' help to grow this thing. The crew is ready to roll. They're assembled. They're excited to give you guys their favorite looks. We need to see that you want them. We need you to show us that thumbs up button. And if you haven't done so already, go back and subscribe to the channel. We are 15 subs short of 300. And that's where we're going to get Gaucho and MMA Jeff back into the studio to talk about a quick play of the day for you guys for the UFC tomorrow. We've got the big live stream tomorrow night. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on, and when we go live, you'll be in the know. Shout out to all you guys and girls. Kelsey, Justin McCalvey, Subhuman Gaucho, Kelly B, Joey Harb, Trisha M, Nasty Nate in the house, Vitalis, Scott, I'd like to say some info with us, Juggler23, Tarek B. Appreciate all you guys, man. Truly, without you guys, Coin, the gang, we have nothing if you guys don't show up here and show out. So Sancho's in the house. He liked the Celtics, the Orioles run line, the Guardians money line, and the Tigers. I know our guy Bo Jackson was dropping the Tigers out there. Mark Kell, all you guys coming in. Nicholas Handy giving us a chance to see how you want to cook the books. Let's work together to get that cash, and let's have ourselves a glorious Father's Day weekend. We'll see you guys circling back tomorrow live on the channel. Sports Money. The crew will be assembled to get that cash. Until then, good luck with your bets. We'll see you guys soon. Get that sports money, baby. Good luck, everybody.